Hey guys, welcome back to another video here. I'm Melly and I play a lot of Escape from Tarkov. Sometimes I play good, sometimes I'm horrible at the game. It kind of depends on the day. But I wanted to kind of go over like my first initial thoughts of Arena with y'all. I did get in with the first wave, which I'm very grateful for. So I wanted to kind of share my first thoughts and give some tips and tricks that I found along the way and kind of go over what the game looks like with you guys. First thing you see when you open up the game is going to be your main menu, right? So you got your PMC and whatever preset it is. It is nice that it's not just static and he does move around. I think it just makes it look a little bit nicer. But on the left side, you're going to have where you click in to get into the arena, your presets, your career rating, and settings. As well as down here on the bottom, you're going to have where you're going to be able to invite your friends to the game. It's the same as your standard Tarkov game, so it makes it super easy to adapt to it. It's not like they have two totally separate invitation settings, so it makes it a little bit easier, I think. I also do really enjoy that they have your total APR on here, as well as your KD, how many matches you have, and then your ratio. So we'll get a little bit more into this in just a moment, but first thing I want to go over is your presets. Alrighty, so here's the basics of your presets section. Here is where the rating is. Now these are just ranked presets that are given out for when you achieve a certain rank, and that goes by your APR. You start off obviously at D with 1 APR, and as well as you get the D+, which is Jackal. So you get all of these presets that are you're able to use. But they also have presets kind of pertaining a bit more to a specific playstyle for each player base. Starting off, we're going to start with the Assault section. This one's a little bit more balanced, so I feel like anybody with any kind of playstyle is going to be able to work on this, this tree of the presets and enjoy them. I'm just going to scroll down kind of slow so you guys can kind of see what they have available in this preset. Obviously, everybody has a different playstyle, and everybody has different guns that they like using. Personally, this is not a tree that I probably will work on first, just because I don't particularly like the end game kits that they have here. So when I'm talking about like end game kits, I'm really talking about what's at the very top of the tree, or the way that this is set up at the very bottom of the page. You're going to want to look at what those kits are from the middle to the bottom of the page, because those are going to be the ones that you're going to be working towards and probably using the most. Now, keeping that in mind, you're also going to have to work through all of the ones above it to get to that point. So if you're really bad with shotguns, but you really want, for example, an M4, you're going to have to run shotguns for an extended amount of time to be able to get to that M4. Right? So you're gonna have, no matter what, you're gonna have to play with guns that you do like and do not like. So just kind of keep that in mind whenever you are picking it. The next tree of presets is the CQB. This is personally the one that I'm working towards. It's a bit more of your tank kind of presets. I have the description up there that you guys can kind of look over. This is a bit more tailored to my preset. Again, like I was just mentioning, you want to sort of look at your mid-tier and end-tier guns of what you're going to be using the most often. Obviously, the more you play the game, the more APR you get, which means the better guns you get and the better kits. Obviously, I'm a Vector lover. If any of you guys have seen my live streams, it's one of my favorite guns to use. But all of these kits down here, from about here and below, are the kits that I would probably be running a bit more in Tarkov. So these are the ones that I'm a little gonna be going for and working towards. Now, looking here between these two, you're gonna see how much this costs every single time that you go into the game, and then at the very bottom of it down here on this preset, you're gonna see how much more XP you need playing this preset to unlock this preset. So every time you want to unlock anything in this tree, you have to play the one directly correlating above it. You can't use like another random one from Scout to unlock it, right? So you're only going to be working on certain ones. So make sure that you pick which one you like, so that way when you're using your XP, it's not going to waste on a kit that you're never going to use. Though that's kind of like the breakdown of the tabs, right? So you also have Scouts. Those are a bit more high risk, high reward. These just personally weren't really my kind of guns that I enjoy using. But some of them do look pretty sick. I won't lie. Some of the presets are pretty sick, but they're very balanced. I will say they're not going to be like these super mega crazy good kits, except this one. This one looks a little nice. Like I might work towards this one. You also do have the marksman section, which is going to be a bit more towards your snipers. So for all of those who do enjoy sniping in Tarkov, there is still going to be a section for you. And let me tell you what, snipers in Arena are difficult to combat sometimes. So it's a good treat to also have. All right, so they do have a favorite sections, which you can just star a section, or you can just star a preset that you enjoy using. Personally, the way that I'm doing it is I will put a star at the preset that I'm working on to upgrade, and then once I get this unlocked, I would hit a star on this one and unstar this one, so I make sure that I'm only using this preset, so then I can unlock this one, which I'm very excited to unlock. Okay, so next section we're going to look at is just your career. This is pretty self-explanatory. It's going to have your overall statistics, and then it also has the statistics for each of the game types. So you have your team fight stats, you have your shootout 2v2s, you've got your shootout 3v3s as well on there. Obviously, right now, the only thing that I played is the team fights. Those are the only stats that I have, and you have kind of like your overall up top. You do have your health bar here, as well as you do have stats showing what level you are in Arena, as well as your individual skills, just like you would in the normal game. Alright, so the next section we're going to look at is going to be the rating section. This is just going to be the leaderboard with the top 500 on there. Obviously, I am very, very, very way down there, as I've only been able to play 16 matches and played one day, so I'm excited to get to play some more and possibly make our way up there into the top 500 one day. But this just shows you where everybody is, and it shows your matches, KD, wins, APR, the game modes, the rank, all of that jazz. Your settings tab is the exact same as Tarkov, so there's really not much for me to go into here. It looks like everything from the main game does transfer over to Arena, so there's not much adjusting that you need to do. They did already adjust the incredibly loud announcer. I'm going to show you guys now what that used to sound like. Oh my Christ! So thank God they changed that, because it was absolutely horrible, and if my ears had to suffer, so do yours. So I just wanted to make sure you guys experienced that with me. So now that the nitty-gritty is kind of out of the way, I want to go over a little bit of things that even just in a couple of hours of playing Arena, some things that I've seen that are definitely beneficial, and some things that are going to definitely hurt you when you're playing the game. You need to push people once they are reloading and once they're healing. Arena maps are a lot smaller, so make sure you take advantage of when your enemy is going to be the most vulnerable, which is going to be when they're reloading, when they're really, really hurt, or whenever they're going to be healing themselves. You need to use the map to your advantage and make sure that you're actually playing the map and not just playing the game. What I mean by that is every single one of these maps has different kind of architecture. They have different things you can climb on top of, stand on top of, snipe through, things that you can lay underneath that nobody's gonna see. Make sure you're using your surrounding environment to get an advantage on that enemy team. Don't stand still, and don't let them re-peek you when you're standing in the same spot. You need to move and make sure that you're repositioning so you're not gonna get totally domed on. Now, I think this is the most important tip and something that everybody needs to make sure they keep in mind. Do not go in the plane. Oh, he's at the back of there.
Hi.
He's behind me. He's up in the top of the plane. Oh my god! Oh my god, this is the dude. All jokes aside, the plane is absolutely chaotic, and it's actually a ton of fun when you do win your fights, but if you're me, just avoid the plane. There are some things that they definitely need to work on with the game. Hit register is definitely not there. 100% I will shoot someone in the head, watch their head fly back, and they won't even budge. They won't get any damage. The desync can be pretty bad as well. Whenever I see a kill cam replay, I will see that I was shooting at somebody or my gun registered a shot, and then watching on their side, that shot never even went off on their screen. So, as in the normal game, Arena really needs help with the desync as well.
Yeah, there's two at German.
Fine.
Oh! There's two at the back of the plane, closer to German side.
Yeah, one's under and one's on top.
Okay, so hit register is fucked because you guys heard my gun shoot, and my gun didn't even shoot on his side. Now, I do think the ARP system does need to be reworked. The fact that the only way for you to gain ARP right now is for you to be able to win a match. What happens if you are somebody who has 10,000 hours in the game, you lost 10 matches, and now suddenly you're a lower rank, so you're going to be playing with people who are playing the game for the very first time. I don't think there's a clear definition between the ranks at all right now, and the fact that it's the only way for you to gain rank is just to win just kind of seems like unrealistic in my opinion. I do think that there's maybe ways that they could improve this, such as maybe having additional quests like that you could do per match, that if you have to have a certain amount of high kills, you're able to get an extra 10 ARP. Just something to help it make it a little bit more sustainable, rather than if you win, you gain. If you lose, you lose. And then you're stuck, it ends up being not really skill based or even rank based. It ends up just being, well, you had a couple of bad teams, so now you're going to be playing against people who aren't as good. Or you had a couple really good games, so now guess what? You're going to get totally steamrolled by people who have got a 5 stack of people who have all 7,000 hours or more in the game. I just think there needs to be some way to balance it a little bit more. Obviously, if you guys have any ideas, definitely put them in the comments below, because I would love to hear things. I do genuinely think the game could be good, but right now, how the rank system is set up and how the presets are not assigned to each rank is kind of like just absurd to me. How can somebody with a mutant go up against somebody who only the only availability is a pistol? It just doesn't quite like make sense to me. So if you guys have suggestions, please put them in the comments below, because I definitely think we need to make sure that we're giving good constructive criticism to Battlestate, rather than just harping on them and being incredibly negative the entire time, because there is a lot of good about this game and a lot of really great potential, but there are some things that I don't think were just fully thought through. If you guys have made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching this. I appreciate it. Please leave your comments below, any kind of discussions, any suggestions you may have to Battlestate, anything that you think could improve Arena. I really do want to hear what you guys have to say, and I like to have educational discussions in the comments, but I'm gonna tell you right now, if you're gonna be negative and cussing the devs out, calling people brain dead for no reason, I'm gonna delete your comment and I'm going to block you from the channel. There is no place for that kind of hatred in my community, nor in any of my social medias. So I just don't want to see it, nor do I think it's even necessary. I can understand frustrations, but try to remember there are human beings on the other side of this camera, and there's human beings on the other side of the Twitter pages of Battlestate that read those comments and have to go home at the end of the day thinking about those comments. So just try to be a little bit kinder whenever you're getting upset or giving some kind of criticism, and try to hold back from being incredibly mean for no reason whatsoever, because you being negative and being rude or mean to a developer is not going to get anything done your way. Give them constructive criticism and give them a chance. Guys, just give them a chance to fix things that need to be fixed. But again, I appreciate everybody so much for watching this. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video.